Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Conscious Conversations interview series with Psych-K facilitators from all around the world. Alexi J. McDonald here. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we're talking with Stef Crowley. Stef, how are you today? I'm just going to change my view here so we're side by side. How are you today, Stef? Thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Alexi. I really, I'm excited about sharing stuff about, where I've come from and where I am now and all the wonderful things that are in the future.
All of your wisdom, let it flow freely through your heart. So perhaps we could start by you just sharing a story. Where have you come from?
Well,
Not literally.
well, I haven't always been feeling this great. My main story is I'm an energy healer, and I feel now that that's part of what I'm here to do, how I'm here to give to the world. It wasn't always this way. I masqueraded behind the title of a normal massage therapist probably for about 10, 12 years, knowing that I could, feel a little bit more deeper, connecting with people differently than the other people, the other people in my industry. So yeah, how I am now is much more freely expressive, and owning the great outcomes for my wonderful clients, which I love to work with, and just genuinely giggling every day.
It's good. It's nice to laugh. That's laughter is the best medicine, I say.
It's totally. So yeah, my story is probably not too dissimilar to a lot of people. Big arc of my life is I was bullied as a child, and like I said, I could feel a little bit more deeply into other people. So I got knocked about empathetically a little bit more than some other people. Didn't know how to deal with that. And then coming into doing massage therapy, which I did in my early career, that too, it evolved within me this next level of feeling into other people. Didn't know how to deal with that either. So I trained in a few other areas, which is similar to Psych-K. And then I kind of hit a wall where it was like it went so far, but I felt there was more that could be really helped and released through people. And it was, funny, through a friend of mine who was a coach who I just went to for a bit of advice one day. And she said, "Oh, just stand up for a second. I'm going to do this little thing for you and we'll see what happens." And I said, "Oh, okay, I trust you." So we did. I'm very grateful now that she went through with me and did a Psych-K balance. And I can categorically, hand on my heart, say that still 4 or 5 years on from that day, I have never yet seen anything or felt anything shift something so fast, so much, but with so much kindness. There's a lot of other therapies and things out there which move stuff, but you got to almost, like, as I say, wade through the quagmire, and it feels and it takes a long time, several hours, maybe several treatments to get 1 or 2 things moved. And this particular balance took maybe 8 minutes from where to go. I still to date have not found anything that moved something so deep that was in my way as quickly, but with a deft touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't hard work at all, and I was laughing so much afterwards how incredible it was. So in that moment, I'm like, right, I have to learn this. I have to find out this thing that's entered my life, and it's kind of answered my question in my head to myself. Well, all my other treatments, therapies, and gifts that I had to give took me so far. Maybe this was the next step. So yeah, went over. I think it was in like 3 months after that day was the basic workshop, and I kind of just threw all my caution to the wind and went to Sydney over from New Zealand, across the ditch to train with one of the wonderful teachers over there. And it was incredible. It was just, I was blown away at how much information was provided, but also, well, it all made sense to me because I knew a bit of it, the information, but then the Psych-K really it's like it takes a lot of information, but it brings it down to a very simplistic, or not simplistic, but a simplifying everything, like the process. You can change huge things, lifetimes worth of stuff in a very, very small space of time, but with real streamlined process and ease and smoothness and things like that. It's not complicated. It's we often think as humans something good has got to be complicated and lots of pieces to it, but I found that it's usually the opposite. Well, it's usually the opposite, where we just got to trust and like, okay, it doesn't have to be complicated to be good, or groundbreaking, or cathartic in a way. So so that was amazing, and just and finding the biggest thing that I got from the basic workshop that I went to, the first one, well, my first level of training, was that a very streamlined process, how to shift body pain without actually pushing on the body pain, which is what I was trained at as a massage therapist. So we worked with the partners that I worked with on the basic, in the basic, pain would, one of my partners who I'm still in touch with, she said that I've had back pain for like 11 years and I can't feel it anymore. And she messaged me in a few weeks afterwards saying, this is incredible. Thank you so very, very much. There's no pain anymore in my back. And she's now a facilitator as well, which I'm so stoked. And
yes.
Amazing. Because she's a lovely lady too. But yeah, that was the biggest like wow for me, and that was like, it takes 10 minutes.
It's huge. And I love that you mentioned that you were looking for something. You've been doing massage for quite a while and other modalities, but then you were looking for something, and you're quite mechanically minded, you said. So you wanted to know the mechanics behind what transforming pain in the body. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
It's Lipton's book, Biology of the Belief, which kind of shed some light to that situation.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I went from how it all goes with my practice is I was doing the massage, and then I had this other level of attunement to arrive on me. I call it being plonked on me, because it just was like that. And I'm like, oh, what do I do with this crap? Better master it, won't I? What good am I to do just to tell someone what I'm feeling? I need to be able to help them move it. So, and then I added in Reiki and other complementary energy healing things, and it's still like the massage got you this far, and we used the Reiki on top with the massage. It took that far, releasing, on the various levels, and it still kind of got to a point where it's like, well, there was still a little bit with some clients that still remain. We couldn't quite get that with all the stuff and all the other bits and pieces with that approach, and it still had that just one little teensy bit that lingered behind, and I'm very much a mechanic-minded person. So even though I work in the sort of what would be deemed in sort of esoteric or woo-woo area, I'm a really matter-of-fact person, and in order to really fully enroll in something, I need to understand, but personally, I need to understand, how do the mechanics flow? Yeah, the law of attraction. How does that scientifically work? So I understand a lot of quantum physics, because I'm that kind of, me personally, I need to know the nuts and the bolts behind the results that are given. So I won't blindly go, oh, that's amazing, wow, I'm going to totally get on board that. No, I need to go, I need to find the mechanism. And I kind of, just to allude to pre-curse what you were saying, I was when I was at that point where I saw the limitation, I kind of threw out the question to the universe. It goes, I need to know, how does the biological processes, how does it flow through from negative thought to body pain, or negative, because we all know, we all have people in our lives that we can think of who they've always had, tend to have bad luck quite often, or they're constantly, and they have reoccurring accidents or reoccurring illnesses that just keep once they're healed, they come back and, oh, happy days, oh, they come, and they generally not always have something negative in their lives, or they have a bit of a, certain outlook. And then some people have all the luck in the world, and they're like strong, and they're succeeding and bouncing here and there and everything like that. So I kind of looked at that and I thought, well, what is the difference, and what leads from A to B with the mechanic's mind? So yeah, and I can't remember how I found the biology belief. It's one of these sort of miracle things. Just I bought it off on an online book library thing, and I'm still, I've got a stack of books like 200 feet high that I start and read like maybe 3/4 of the way through, and then it's given me what I need. But the biology of the belief answered the question of how does the biology work from thought into form. And so for me, knowing that aspect and seeing the scientific results that you can Google if you want, where they've done the studies, the actual neurological study, they track what the brain does before, during and after a Psych-K session. That blew my mind, blew me away. You can actually see the connections of the brain disengaging here and re-engaging somewhere else, which for me, that's the science. That's all the proof that I needed is the actual studies they do. That's the paramount thing. But I didn't just want to add a little thing. And after I did the advanced level course, I was a bit curious about where a lot of the techniques kind of like hailed from. So I did a bit of research, and I was really delighted to see that very similar stuff where the hand positions are, and when you integrate in and things like that, has some roots in very, very ancient cultures, like yogic stuff, nuances to it. And then you've got the stuff that's from thousands of years ago, yet it's scientifically proven today. So marrying those two worlds is what kind of delights me the most, is because something that's been around that long and you apply it right now in the 21st century, there must be something to it. So, and I've seen that, now after I've worked with some clients for a couple of years now, I'm super grateful that I've seen it, literally appear time after time, moving through those sessions and processes. So, yeah.
I know a lot of it comes from the Lemurian. So that's like they're an ancient culture, and they're no longer with us anymore, but their wisdom flows through us freely, and they're all about the collaborative, harmonious, living in harmony with nature, and so yeah, the ancient techniques really do, their wisdom really does come through Psych-K, and I think Hopi as well is a big influence also.
Yes.
In Rob's research. So yeah, thank you, Rob, for all the research you did.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, we're so ever grateful for him too. Yeah, for everything, from the very moment where he wrote things down after that little epiphany, all the hard yards, bring it to the world. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, cool. So you flew to Sydney, you did a workshop with Ian Spicer. Thanks, Ian. I also did my first workshop with you. How was that first workshop for you? What happened?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, just the reason why I thought he would be a fantastic teacher to begin with is I didn't do a heck of a lot of research, granted, but compared to New Zealand teachers, just from my research, I thought someone who teaches that many places around the world will offer between all the extra little juicy little bits between the lines, not more than just the content, and I always aim to learn from the best, and that's done with a lot of my other areas where of expertise as well. And sort of you seek the best teachers that you can find, and they'll end up, you'll get the extra juice, from the thing. The experience was really fantastic. Just the ease in which the information flowed, the wonderful collaborative, the ease that we felt with each other, pure strangers. After like half an hour, we were all, it was completely there was nothing strange about it. So within half an hour, we became this lovely cohesive group of people. We were individuals, and then now we're this really cool team, all going through experiences, supporting each other when things, emotions rose up through whatever the processes were and everything. So it was really amazing. And at the end, we were, even though it's only like a couple of days, we keep in touch. Like I said, this other facilitator who was at my basic 3 years ago, we still are in great deal of, good friends on Facebook, and she's over in Sydney. So we, good loving friendship from that one time, what did we do? To be frank, my memory was, I'm trying to remember the basic versus the advanced. I think it's all kind of melded into one.
It does.
I remember being, I put my hand up for a lot of being the guinea pig, because I was brought up to, if no one's going to be no one's going to put their hand up first, it might as well be me. So I kind of I'll just do it. So I was the guinea pig for a lot of those balances. So I loved it, because you get a real different perspective when you're receiving it from the person who's teaching it, because they're obviously much more deft than people just learning in the moment. And then get to practicing on others. So I think the experience of it, I gained a lot of appreciation, and because I'm an empath style of person, and when I do my energy healing, I feel my way through things, and that's how I connect. That I think that was really, really great for me to get that feeling of receiving it and then doing the practice. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, and it's beautiful. I know that, like, for me, there's nothing more real than what you experience in a workshop. As you say, you enter a room. I know I was kind of skeptical. It's like, this all sounds too good to be true, whatever. And by the end of the day, it's like, hey, I'm on board. This is unreal. This is, well, it's not unreal, it's real. But it's that connection and that safe, in that safe environment where we have real connections, where people are just they're bearing their heart and bearing their insecurities and everything to complete strangers, and we're working through it together. And by the end of the workshop, you really have made some, I always call everybody in the Psych-K community, they're my family, and whether I've met you or not, you're my family member, and it's just so great that we can connect and own our past and plan our future together. It's quite an experience to go through, and because it's that 3 days in a row, you get to see each other change as well over the days too. It's quite an experience. I think I've been a bit of a workshop junkie. I think I've probably been to maybe 20 basics now.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
This is just go hang out every time I'm there. Just out in there and give myself permission to sit there and balance for a few hours, but just to experience it with people. And there's nothing more rewarding than seeing somebody change like that in such a big way. Yeah,
especially, I imagine too, when you go back to and after having your change yourself, and you're like, this is cool, I know with it, and then you go back into someone who's literally fresh off the boat, so to speak, or who's going there, and you can see them being in their skeptical mind or whatever, going, I'm really unsure now, and you're like, you wait, you're going to be in amazing places soon. That knowingness,
it never gets old.
Never. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so now you're still doing massage and facilitating at the same time. You have a bit of a blend that you work with. Do you have a particular client sort of avatar that comes to you? What's your, or do you just get a broad range of people that you work with?
Yeah, I guess, because I help a broad range of people. I think a lot of people, well, Psych-K particularly, you think it's someone who's quite ready for a change in approach. They may have done all the status quo and been shown the other way of doing stuff, and they're like, well, it's not for me anymore. And certainly when you get people that you've worked with and they're saying, holy cow, I like, my life is incredible different, and people can see their change and things, that obviously feeds a lot of the that word of mouth, and people go, well, I want what they've got. You know, I remember back at high school, actually, there was a girl there, and difficult time because of the bullying and things at school. And I remember this girl in high school, and she was smiling every day, and I remember back then going, man, I'm going to be like her one day. Well, I want to be like her, smiling, and everything's just, the world is your oyster. And I do remember thinking that, and I imagine there would be a lot of people going, seeing their friends going, wow, I just saw you 2 weeks ago and you're different, you know, and like, I want what you've got, you know. And so that, I think that, you know, just then people showing up and being who they are is a fantastic, that vibrancy starts to lift. But yeah, because I work a lot of stuff with the massage and the energy healing and the Reiki, and now that I blend all the three, well, I do blended sessions online in the clinic space that I have. So I blend the three in clinic, and for a few people around the country, I blend. I do just your standard Psych-K session. And I do the energy healing blend with the Psych-K session, both in clinic online as well. So yeah. So very varietous day.
Awesome. I love that you say that about how we see it in someone else, and we're like, I want what they got. And it's my favorite poem is Marianne Williamson's poem. She talks about that. It's I can't remember exactly word for word, but that our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, but it's we are more powerful beyond measure. And then they go through the whole thing, and it's like when we give ourselves permission to shine, we subconsciously give others permission to shine. And Psych-K is that in a nutshell, really. That's like, I'm going to shine my light. I'm not going to dumb myself down anymore. And people recognize that in you. And especially when there are people from your past and you haven't seen them for a long time, it's like, dude, who are you? What is going on? And then new people that we meet, they're instantly kind of drawn to you, and there's something. I know my partner, she just started a new job, and the people were saying around there, there's an air about you. There's just something. There's something about you, and it's because you're able to remain present and open and accepting of everything and everyone. And it's I really love that about Marianne Williamson. How she says that when we give ourselves permission to shine, we subconsciously give others permission to do the same. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's a beautiful poem. I know the one you're talking of, actually. It's quite striking, and it's beautiful and poignant, you know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, there's all in the past. There's a lot about fixing stuff, but it's just, you know what? We are who we are on the inside, and let's just. I really believe that Psych-K is a wonderful and incredible process, which unfurls the layers that keep us from being and seeing and living who we are on the inside, that we know we are on the inside, and allows it to come out just very peacefully, very easefully, very gracefully, and very quickly, but but just total ease, you know. It's just and that's it. It's easy. Why do we have to feel that stuff has to be difficult? Because it doesn't, you know. And you're full of ease. That's the thing. How do you describe the feeling of when you are who you are, and being just totally living, just being who you are? How do you describe that that level of just ease? It's total, just kind of like flowing with it, eh? You know. And Psych-K is definitely one of the most profound and most powerful things I've come across. And I've delved into a lot of stuff, so I know what I'm talking about this time. You know, Psych-K really is. It's profound. And the really cool thing is, it really can, anyone who's curious to open up to it, it really it can assist anybody if they're open, and they're just got an openness to openness to other opportunities. So it's really, really cool in that way.
I like how you use that word curious, because that's the main thing, you know, to be curious about the things that are going on in our life, open and curious and just exploring rather than being a judge and beating down on ourselves for things that are happening. It's a completely different paradigm to just explore and say, oh well, I wonder where that is, why that's there, instead of, man, I just hate this about myself. So it's a very subtle difference, but oh so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
One is you're living from a place of receiving stuff, like the world's doing stuff to you. And the other one is, I'm having this reaction. Where is it in me that's being triggered? And just curiously, gently going to that place, because stimulus and stress will, like, it's true to be said, it's different for different people. All it is a stimulus. Like stress, life stress, it's just a particular stimulus, and how you react to it, that is what deems what the response will be. So if you don't have if you go in and go, okay, let's get curious and go, right, what is it that's making me feel? What is it in a way that I'm believing? And then with wonderful Psych-K, you can very easily and freely and quickly shift that. Then your reaction to that stimulus changes. And it may not, or may, you know, pretty high likely that you don't get that negative response that you started with. Things change and you end up going, well, this is not actually the same anymore. It's the same stimulus, but I'm responding differently, or exactly like that. So you end up changing you. Stimulus doesn't change, but you change and free up stuff so you don't respond in the same way anymore. That's me, my mechanics brain is sick.
Well, it's true. I mean, Sadhguru says that taking responsibility, because that's what it is, we're taking responsibility of things in our life. It's not our fault, but we damn sure have to take responsibility of it and make something of it. And he says, I love it, he breaks that word down. It's responsibility, your ability to respond to whatever life is showing up for you. Yeah. And it really is that. We're put in alignment with our ability to respond, because it is infinite. We can always respond better. And the more that we do respond and engage with what life is happening, what life is presenting to us. So Joe Dispenza also breaks the word representing. It's representing a part of myself back to me for me to respond to it. Yeah. And I can change something, and then I can grow and become a better version of myself.
Yeah, exactly. So stay curious.
Yes, yeah.
People. No, it's good.
Cool. Yes. Okay, so perhaps, do you have any success stories that you could share with us? Something that before and after. People love stories. Let's get into a bit of story time.
Very true. Oh, there's so many. There's a lot. Okay.
Personal or professional? It's either you or somebody else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just so many. That's not lying either.
You got it.
Okay. So, all right. Working with one lady that comes to mind. She was very fearful at leaving her job. She was not at all happy. It was kind of out of alignment. Like back in the day, you'd write down all your skills, go find a job with those skills. Like, oh, good, I've got these skills. Let's do that job. Yeah. None of this talk about does it empower me or anything like that? Does it align with my core beliefs or anything? So she was an older lady, like she was like 50 something. So she's older than me.
Yeah.
And she was looking for change. And so, we did she came in for a massage actually. And then I just sort of said, hey, just float the idea. How would you like to, she was talking about how stressed she was about, I don't know what I should do. I'm a bit too scared to leave this job, even though I hate it with a vengeance. And I'm kind of feeling like she was coming for every week for muscle tension and, it's all anxiety. This is all energetically anxiety and shoulder pressure and responsibility and stuff. And so we did 2 sessions, and she's a very matter-of-fact lady, like even more than me. She's very like, So, and then she wrote me an email after our second session. She goes, oh, Ollie, wow, this is amazing. I reread, because what I do with my process is I email them the beginning beliefs, their statements, so that they can use them for affirmations if they wish to. And she says, I reread those, the beginning things that we talked about it, and it feels like another person. I don't identify with her at all. You know, and who is that? I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything about those words. Not a problem at all. And then she did say that she felt way more confident with putting herself out there for jobs and things like that. I haven't found out whether she got another job, but she was unleashed in a way to go forth and find her place, you know, so she wasn't held back by the fear and inhibitions. And yeah, I think that was amazing. She's the kind of, you know, everyone knows it, like someone's mother, or, you know, the kind of one lady that just doesn't mince words. She was one of those people. So she said, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't feel at all linked to that person. I'm a new person. Who was that person before the sessions? And yeah, the other main one was head in New Zealand. We've got our Māori tribes, and our name for the tribes, this, like, the terminology is called iwi. So the tribal iwi, like your family. So I worked with a couple of
like the elders
of the iwi, the head people, and they were one particular man, very compassionate man, but he was locking that part of himself down, and he was due to go overseas for investment purposes to you know, use the money to help business wise. And he came back. He sent me an email back saying we did a session around basically owning who you were. You know, it's okay to be compassionate but also strong, and balancing that, and it's okay to be both. And he came back and he said it was the most wonderful stressless trip he'd ever had, and he'd actually sent like 3 different clients to me, and I'm very grateful for that. But I'm very profoundly honoured to work with people of that caliber, but also that they're leading such a large group of people, like a head of a corporation in a way. So, you know, I'm profoundly honoured, because if those people can, when they shift, the way they communicate shifts, and the way they live and breathe and how they run this business shifts. So when they're in a compassionate place, you know, and making decisions and actions from that place, being okay with themselves versus, oh, I have to be this or I have to be that, and at odds with themselves, everyone kind of benefits. So I'm really, people like that lead the way, and it'll filter down, that sort of stuff. So those are my 2 main ones that come to mind right now. Those feel really profound. I feel honoured to just be a contribution. You know,
it is. I share that with you. I really see this as sacred work, to be able to enter into that space with someone being purely vulnerable, open, and wanting something more, and to just be a co-creator and a participant in it. I love that we discussed this. It takes all the pressure off us. We can just empty our vessel and be a pure mirror or a conduit for healing, and just join with them in that. And it's a great way to be, because they have everything they need. We know that. Every Psych-K facilitator knows that. And yeah, they're beautiful, beautiful success stories that you can share with us. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody. It's when you get to that place where you're gonna you have it resonate that you're part of all the pieces, and you're connected to all the other pieces, then like that's just to hark back, one memory I had from the basic, which wasn't, as an experience, wasn't a pleasant one, but it's important, because I feel like I need to share it, because there was a lady in the group who had experienced was experiencing at the time quite a number of health issues, lots of various ones. And at the end of the basic, can you pick again for the surrogating? And so I'm like, I'll do it. I'm good at being the the feeler of stuff. And so she was on one side of Ian, and I was on the other side of Ian, and he kind of connected us. And I, for the first time in goodness knows how long, I got separated from that soul collective feeling, because this lady was in a different space, and it was like, to be honest with you, it felt like my child had been ripped from my arms. It was the most not pleasant experience of my life. And then we think God's like, hurry up, put me back in, or you connect me back in. And so saying that is super, just next level gratitude. And people who kind of, when you do, if any of you are listening and watching, have had amazing experiences doing the Gaia portal, and have had that amazing expansion feeling, or that one collective feeling, that's the truth. That's the real deal. That's us really experiencing our essence, and not as a one individual person walking on this planet. It's like this is the illusion, and that is the real, that is the truth. So I had to share that little story with you. Well, about connectivity and the connection. It's like we're all that part of us that connects us all, like an avatar.
Yeah.
Like the movie.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it really is that, and Rob speaks of that. Rob Williams speaks of that, of it being a process that dissolves the belief in separation. And I can't imagine some people. I mean, I'm so grateful. I've lived a very blessed life, and everything's relative. I've had my own challenges, but there are some people that would be feeling so empty and disconnected, and to have something that gives them hope of knowing that can change and that can shift and they can be full. They can. I know when I did the core belief balance, it was like, it's an advanced process. It was just like I felt a hole within me just fill up, and it was just like, well, that's a profound shift. It felt like I was empty before, and I was raised a spiritual person. I was raised in a church. I was raised, but still, it was that belief in separation, that I was separate from my divinity, and separate from God, and separate from my brothers and sisters, and I'm all out there alone. And I guess there's still aspects of me that have that I'm still working through. But yeah, to be able to be full and feel that, it's quite a profound shift in such a short space of time. So I'd be interested to know about that lady and how she's continued, and when interrogate her again and see how you feel.
Yeah. I'll to find out how she is. Yeah. So grateful, just amazing. All of it, Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you also mentioned you've just started you're about to launch a whole new website, stefcrowley.com, massage master and healer. Booyah, yeah.
Yeah, nearly there. Yeah, cool. Shouldn't be far away, but yeah, that's kind of the next thing. So yeah, make myself a little bit more globally accessible, and that sort of side of things too. Yeah, it's amazing that people are feeling now. I'm definitely getting people turning up, asking for that. Yeah, as you probably do too. People are seeking something more now. They're like, great, everything that's gone before, that's okay. Something's shifted in the whole place.
Yeah.
Something's now shifted. We need something more. We need something more cohesive. We need something that's going to take us to that next place in ourselves.
Support for human.
Making ourselves more accessible as facilitators and and so forth. That's how I think. And if anyone's watching this and they are feeling around like, oh, I don't know if I do this and advertise myself, just do it, because there are people missing out from you, who could have amazing lives, more and more and more. Just take a deep breath like Donald Duck and do it anyway. So mine's not going to be too far away, hopefully. The launch. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, this is a good segue and a good way to release that. Is there anything like you're wanting to create this year? Is there anything new you're going to be bringing in, of new ways of doing anything that you'd like to share?
Yes, I have a law of attraction online course that's going to be up and running very, 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 very soon, in a matter of a few weeks. Very simple, 7 modules. They're all being me on video for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, both working with Psych-K, energy healing, and getting your mind focused in that sort of area where you want to go.
Beautiful.
A lot of people are very confused about law of attraction and how it works. So it's just demystifying some stuff with that. Yeah, and more of the same. Just part of the collective doing awesome stuff. Just more visibility. Yeah, just getting out there.
Good. And that's what this interview series is about. It's just getting it out there, just sharing, just speaking and showing people of where we've come from and where we're going and what we plan to do with our lives now. And the possibility is there for all of us. It's not, we're not, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special as much as we are special.
Yeah.
We're just everyday people, and the possibility is there for all of us to be able to keep evolving and being better versions of ourselves.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah, we all have human tendencies. Like, we all go through fear. Everyone goes through frustration. Everyone goes through high buoyant times. Some people get, every one of us, no matter where you are on your learning or gift, wherever you're at, right? Yeah. So I'm not different to you guys, and but everyone, if you're willing to, I'm a big one to stay curious, and if you stay curious and just go, what's next? What's next? Show me what's next. Show me what's next, and just keep going, baby step at a time, baby step. And as long as you go in and ask yourself, really, what would I love to do? What would I love to be? What would I love to change? That'll guide, and that's all wonderful stuff. That's all what we're here to do.
Yeah.
Be your awesome, wonderful version of yourself. That's nothing more complicated than that.
I usually ask people at the end to sort of wrap it up. I usually ask for a piece of advice or a bit of an application that you live by, and I think you've just given it there before I even asked it.
Yeah, it's my I like to stay curious. Just stay curious and make baby steps. I often say to my clients, it's like stepping stones. You don't leap a great big 20 meters across the river. No, you look at one stepping stone, and then you don't look even 3 or 4 steps ahead because you'll fall over. You look at the next stepping stone. So just look at the next stepping stone.
Which is important, because I think sometimes people expect to see massive, profound changes and everything to explode, but they're so powerful yet so subtle because we're looking for that sustainable change. Things that are actually going to still be there and stand the test of time. It's not going to be that it all falls apart when life shows up again. We're really creating that sustainable change, that's where it's powerful.
That's right. And that's what I love. Now, the Psych-K, once you have those skills and a certain level of knowing too with Psych-K, is that when you feel deviated from when things feel really going as they should be going, not that I use the word very much, but feeling flow, things feel awesome. Sometimes we feel it not awesome. And Psych-K can, and I know personally and for my clients too, so great for helping you get anything that's out of your way, which will help you get back into your flow a lot more quickly than sitting in it for days and days and days. So such a great gift that Rob's given to the world is empowerment, and it's simple, streamlined, smooth, and fun most of the time. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I don't think that's a better place to sort of leave it. Thank you so much for joining us, Stef. It's been beautiful to meet you and share and collaborate with you. It's great. You got a great energy going on over there in New Zealand. I don't think I mentioned that. Mount Maunganui. It's a little slice of paradise.
It is. Lovely golden beaches. You should come and visit me sometime. That's really cool. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and watching us today. It's Alexi J. McDonald signing out from our Conscious Conversations interview series. I'll see you all on the next episode. Thanks, Stef. See you guys. Bye.